Just want to ask you how much communication you had through the Bucks through this whole process.
Not a whole lot. I think maybe a call here or there, but I'm really excited to be here. I can tell you that.
That's awesome. You trained with Duke Manyweather, down there. How was that, and how do you think it prepared you for the next level?
Yeah, training with Duke was fantastic. Awesome guy, amazing coach too. Felt like he did a really good job of putting together a program that got myself and the other guys I was training with ready for this next step.
I believe you only allowed 1 sack last year. Can you just speak to, I guess, how proud you are of being able to keep your quarterback clean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the biggest prides you can take as an offensive lineman because your job is to protect the quarterback. And it was really great being on that O-line as a whole because all 5 of us really took onus on that. And our main goal every game was to make sure our quarterback came out unscathed.
Elijah, what have they told you about the opportunity here? They do have a position available to compete at guard for you.
Yeah, I haven't really talked about what the roster looks like or anything with anybody, but I do know no matter what it looks like, I'm ready to come in and compete for it.
Elijah, congratulations. Just want to ask you, what kind of offensive lineman are the Bucs getting in Elijah Klein?
They're getting a gritty, nasty dude. I don't claim to be the lightest on my feet. I don't claim to play with the most finesse. But what I do like to do is put my head down and hit people as hard as I can. So they're expecting somebody who's grimy in the trenches.
What about from a run blocking standpoint? That's an area that this team, over the last 2 years, they've been last in the league in rushing yards per game. How can you make an impact there?
I think run blocking is my specialty. That's what I like to do. I like to be the hammer, not the nail. I don't like to be passive in any aspect of football. So run game is something that I really pride myself on, and I look forward to coming in and seeing what this run game looks like when I get inputted.
Who are some of the guys that you've tried to pattern your game after over the years?
Just grimy dudes. If you look at Quentin Nelson, Quinn Miners, just guys that really love to run the rock. And then, of course, there's fantastic players like Zach Martin who you can't exactly replicate. You try to take any little tool that they can give you and add it to your repertoire.
Reading up on you, it seems like you're really good in the zone scheme. Obviously, that's what they're going to be running here. Just your thoughts on playing in that scheme and your efficiency in it.
Yeah, no, it's true. Zone is my favorite scheme. There's nothing I love more than inside and wide zone. Working within those combos and being able to scheme up formations to get the perfect looks into it. It's my bread and butter. I look forward to it.
You described yourself as a grimy dude. You're going to be protecting a quarterback that has some of those tendencies too. He leaves the pocket. He's stiff-arming guys. He'll lower his head too. And just what can you say about the opportunity to play with Baker Mayfield?
Ecstatic. As somebody who plays a position where you do nothing but serve, nothing gets you more excited than somebody leading from the front and bringing that sense of energy to the team. It gets you fired up and ready to go.
How excited are you to be joining an offensive line with Tristan Wirfs, Luke Gedeke, Cody Mauch, and now Graham Barton?
Over the moon. I can't wait.
The Bucs have placed a good priority on character, culture, in the locker room. What kind of leadership qualities, what kind of character are you bringing to the locker room?
I think that was one of my biggest highlights throughout this process is the fact that I have clean character. I did a good job at UTEP encouraging guys to come along with what we were trying to create there. So I think that's a quality that I can carry to the next level.
What are you most proud of about what you and your teammates accomplished together at UTEP?
I'm most proud of the brotherhood that we were able to create. Our record didn't always reflect what we had there, but if you were to step foot in that locker room and see the bonds that we built together, you'd recognize that it was something pretty special.
A lot of guys describe the day through the draft as a day where there's a lot of emotions and uncertainty because you don't know if your number's going to get called, and then there's this sense of gratitude for it happening. Some guys get frustrated because they feel like they've been overlooked, passed up. For you, what was that like today in the lead up to getting that call, and then once you did get the call?
Yeah, stressful is definitely a good descriptor word. I thought that I stayed pretty cool, but then I started sitting down on the couch, and as four and 5 rounds passed, and we got into the 6th, you know, I think after I got that call, I talked to all my family, and I looked around, and I thought, wow, this is probably the first time I actually conversated with any of them today, because I was just so locked in, ready to see what was going to happen next.
What was that moment like, that getting that phone call? Walk me through. You looking at your phone, seeing the 813 number, and what was that like?
It was surreal. I was on the phone with my agent at the time, and then I saw that number pop up, and I immediately said, "Dude, I gotta go. and then I heard, you know, the famous words. You know, this is the GM of the Bucs, and we're about to put your name up next. And I let out a huge "Let's go" because I was pumped up.
Elijah, you got some work at center, Shrine Week. Is that something you're comfortable doing, or you think yourself as a guard?
I think guard is my main position, but I also recognize my flexibility across all 5 positions on the O-line.
If you could say anything to Bucs fans watching this, getting to see you for the first time, what would you say?
Guys, I'm ecstatic to be out there in Tampa Bay, and I can't wait to see you guys on the field.
The Bucs have had one of the better offensive lines over the last several years. Obviously, going back to when Tom Brady was here and that group of guys that really protected him well in the Super Bowl. Just what do you know about the Bucs offensive line?
As you said, the fact that they've been really good. I know that they also have a history of picking up small school guys, so that feels like an honor to be considered to be amongst those ranks. And yeah.
Ready to swap out that Yankees hat for a Rays hat?
we'll see how many I collect while I'm there.
Well,
I'll get a few though.
I was gonna say, if you don't want to do it, they do have their spring training facilities right across the street.
The Yankees, yeah.
Yeah, the Yankees train here.
Yeah, like right across the street from the stadium here. So.
Man, match made in heaven.
All right, thanks.